Welcome to our first video. This is the Cat Workshop. I'm Richard. Let's get into it. As you've probably already discovered, I'm not particularly the best on camera. It's pretty foreign to me to be speaking to a camera rather than to a person, but nevertheless, try new things and see how it goes. I've been told YouTube really likes, well, there's a lot of call for this sort of stuff on YouTube, so I figured I might as well give it a go and see if you like it. But I'm no video editor, I'm pretty amateur at that, so hopefully it doesn't come across too terrible in the video, but yeah, I hope you like what you see. But yeah, let's get on with the Kia and go from there. So this is the first car we're going to be documenting on this channel. It is a Kia Picanto 2022 model X Line. Now, we've already started work on the vehicle. As you can see, there's got some new parts on there, but we will take you through the rest of the repairs on the vehicle, which will include, obviously, the front bumper, the stuff we have recorded already, which is like the cooling pack on the car, as well as regassing the AC on there. But yeah, we will be showing all the repair aspects of this car, as well as obviously the detailing and getting it all running and back on the road. So without further ado, we'll get on to the cooling pack on the Kia, the radiator and the condenser and the radiator fan. The previous items were not able to be repaired or recovered because the damage was too great. The radiator had a split in it and the condenser was pretty badly damaged as well. Although, funnily, the condenser actually hadn't lost any of the refrigerant in it at all. It was still functional, even though the radiator behind it was completely destroyed. So I think it had something to do with the fact that the radiator fan, the radiator was pushed onto the actual fan itself, and it sort of damaged the back of the radiator. Anyway, the radiator cowling and fan was all unscathed in the accident or whatever happened to it, so we could fit it onto the new one. So secured by 2 bolts. But all this is fairly straightforward and pretty boring to watch. So what we'll do is we'll speed it up and do a montage of installation for you. So yeah, enjoy. So now we come to the point where we need to regas the vehicle. Now the AC lines have been reattached. First of all, we need to attach the high pressure line to the vehicle, as you can see, and then we will need to attach the low pressure line as well. This allows obviously the refrigerant, oils and vacuum systems to work properly. So initially what we need to do is we need to run a vacuum on the system. This is for two reasons. Mainly the first reason is to evacuate any moisture in the system. By running a vacuum, you boil off any moisture in the system, which obviously keeps it operating efficiently. And the other reason is for a leak test. The machine will check to see if there's any leaks by monitoring the actual refrigerant, by monitoring the pressure in the system by holding it for about 5 minutes. Now we've already done a pressure test with a nitrogen forming gas pressure test kit, which is basically a mixture of hydrogen and nitrogen, and then you pressurize the system to about 150 psi, and you use a hydrogen detector to check to see if there's any leaks around the system. It's also got a gauge on there to see if the pressure decreases as well. In this case there aren't any leaks, so there's no need to worry about really checking for this, but we let the system run anyway, just to make sure, just to double check there isn't any leaks on it. Then we go into actually injecting the oil. Because we put a new condenser on there, we're going to have to add about 20 ml of oil into the system. Also, the charge amount in this particular car is 400 grams of 1234YF refrigerant. And as a matter of course, we add some ultraviolet dye into the system, which helps with any future diagnosis of leaks or anything like that. Just use a UV torch, and then you can find out where any future leaks are. So the system now is injecting the oil into the lines of the system, and then it will inject the UV dye into the lines as well. Then it will process and go on into injecting the refrigerant into the lines. As you can see, there's a couple of gauges here. Those gauges are there to help diagnose problems with like compressors, and also double check the running pressures of the system to make sure that everything's working correctly. Basically, you can diagnose a lot of issues with AC systems just by these two gauges. Now the next procedure would be to take the high pressure line off the car, which will allow then the vehicle's compressor to pull the rest of the refrigerant into its own system. So what we would do is we'll start the engine up, put all the AC on in the car, and then allow the system to allow the compressor of the car to pull in the rest of the refrigerant from the line. As you can see here, the pressure is starting to decrease in the low pressure side. When it gets to about 35 psi, it will switch off, and then the vehicle has been completed. The AC's all been done. Here was just a quick shot of the internal temperature of the vehicle. It's sped up a little bit, but essentially if you're getting anything below 6 degrees inside the car, then that's good. So I think that's the all for the video today. It's our first video, so hopefully you'll have enjoyed it. We will continue obviously to be filming more with the Kia and with the other projects we've got, the VW Golf and the Fiesta. In the future we hope to have more interesting vehicles to work on, obviously. But if you like what you see so far, please like and subscribe, press the bell notification, and then you'll be notified when we do another video. But many thanks for your time, and speak to you and see you again soon. Thanks. Cheers.